This is Jack. He was my friend Ariana's Pomeranian.
And I'll rely on Ariana to link the song in the comments if she chooses.
I only met him a couple of times, but I felt like I knew him a lot because Ariana was always talking about him and the adventures that they've had. Jack was a great friend to all in true Hufflepuff fashion. He was an explorer. He loved adventuring, both around the Bruce Peninsula and around downtown Toronto. He was just as happy exploring urban areas as out in the wilderness. And he was a friend to everyone. He would stop and spend his time with anyone he met. He could tell who really needed a little bit of Jack in their life. He had a rough start in life. He and his sister daughter and a few others were rescued from a puppy mill, and his family tree may have gone in a circle rather than up and down, but he didn't let that stop him. He had a real zest for being a social animal. He enjoyed time with other dogs, and he enjoyed time with people. So he would even enjoy time with ducks and squirrels, all the other oddly shaped dogs that are out there in the world. He was always a curious pup and wanted to know what was around the next corner. He had an Instagram page, Pommy Jack, where that was requested by some of the fans that he met on his walks. He really was a truly handsome pup with lots of colors in his fur, and whether his fur was blown out and wild and he had that bad boy look, or whether he had a classic puppy cut and was looking like a very dapper gentleman with his bow tie. Jack was always a very handsome dog, and you could understand why they would want to breed him. Unfortunately, that led to breeding him often, and again, sometimes to relatives. So, when Ariana rescued him, she says that he was a shell of the dog that he became. He was afraid of things. He felt like he had to ask permission to be cuddled or to get on the furniture or to hang out. And so the first time that he felt entitled to jump up on her bed was a very special day for her. And that he just accepted that he could have the things that the other dogs did. And that was an awakening moment for him. And the first time that she ever saw him play with a toy, because they don't give you toys when you're a breeding dog in a puppy mill. Well, they don't give you toys at all in a puppy mill, but particularly if you're a breeding dog. If you watched my video on Romeo, who I did the watercolor painting of, Jack actually got to meet Romeo at least one time. Toward the end of his life, Jack did have some medical issues, but he didn't let that stop his spirit either. Pomeranians are a toy breed of dogs, so they were bred mostly just for companionship. They are a smaller version of the German Spitz, and they're the champagne of dogs because they are believed to be named for the area of Pomerania near northern Poland and Germany. So if it's not from Pomerania, is it really a Pomeranian, or is it just a sparkling puppy? I'd say either way, Jack was definitely a sparkling puppy. Originally a dog breed that would weigh 30 to 50 pounds, during Queen Victoria's lifespan alone, their breed weight standard went down by half because she had a particularly small Pomeranian, And so that became the trend to breed them smaller and smaller.
Currently, the breed standard is 3 to 7 pounds.
Because of this small size, they usually only have 1 or 2 pups per litter. Unfortunately, most of my relationship with Jack was taking Ariana away from him so that he'd have to be spoiled by his other humans for a while, because Ariana is my conference buddy, and we've been to several different animal-related conferences, like the International Giraffe Conference in Chicago, and Mothapalooza, and NASBR a couple of times. So luckily he doesn't hold or didn't hold that against me. Ariana is one of my top favorite people, and she is always, much like Jack, ready to go on an adventure. Jack was a dog that didn't mind wearing costumes and clothes and silly hats and things like that. And come to think of it, Ariana doesn't really mind either, because I've had her wear some silly costumes and ossicones and tails while we were out together as well. I guess it's true what they say, that people and their dogs are really similar. Now, obviously, I did use some colors that aren't naturally found in Jack's coat, but I feel like he was egging me on, and that if he could have, he would have been telling me to use all the colors, Amanda. Except pink, because it's not Tongue Out Tuesday. Because he was really a colorful pup in both coat and personality. One of Jack's best friends was his brother Quincy, who was a standard poodle, and they used to play in the snow together all the time and have a lot of fun. It's amazing to me that Ariana and I have been friends already for over 10 years. In fact, most of my friends I have had for over 10 years now, and as someone who grew up with a different friend every year in elementary school, it's really special to me. I really enjoy all of my friendships. Ariana and I have, it's a different kind of friendship, right? We can go out of state and out of the country together. And easily 80% of my friendships are just based on a mutual love of bats. And if you incorporate all of nature, that's about 95% of the friendships I have. Just all wildlife. And I've had some of my friends tell me, "Oh, I have this other friend and they don't understand about wildlife, or they don't like dogs." And I'm like, "Why are they your friend if they don't like animals? Like, there are other people out there. Stop being their friend." I mean, they don't have to have their own dog, but to just not understand why you would want a dog, it just does not compute for me. Like, why? What redeemable quality could they possibly have? Or there are people out there that think that animals should die just because they don't like them. Like, they're afraid or something like that. I can't comprehend why you think that your fear trumps the thousands of years of evolution that's out there to make these animals have their place in the ecosystem. But I am so lucky and honored to found my tribe, as it were, the people that feel the same way that I do. And hopefully, if you're watching this, you're one of them. I don't know what I'm going to be doing next. I could do a snake, or a horse, or another snake, or a moth, or a bumblebee. I kind of feel like doing another cartoonish type flower, maybe. Wildflower. I know when I started, I said I didn't want to do sculpture, but lately I've been looking at some like beaded succulents, and I want to try to do some beaded native plants, and maybe some pipe cleaner moths would be cool. I've seen some pipe cleaner sculptures that are really neat that people have done, and even some mixed textile art.
I also found some wood blank butterflies that I could do, like the owls for some of the Michigan butterflies. But those I added to my Amazon wish list because I'm hoping not to. I mean, I started trying to use up art supplies, not buy more.
Would you watch? Let me know in the comments. If I decide to do another dog, the next one will be a dog that is still alive because I get a little emotional and teared up when I'm doing memorial drawings. As always, thanks for hanging out with me. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that if you feel compelled to.